Bourbon Pumpkin Pie. So let's see what we need. 1½ cups of graham crackers, 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 2 whole eggs, 2 egg yolks, 1/4 dark brown sugar, 1/4 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1½ cups of pumpkin puree, 1½ cups heavy cream, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, half a teaspoon of fine salt, and half a vanilla bean. One 1/4 cups of cold cream, half of vanilla bean, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and 4 tablespoons of bourbon. So as you can see, I already crushed my graham crackers into crumbs. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add 6 tablespoons of butter, the 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and the 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and we're going to blend it all together in here. Alright guys, so what I did now is I just preheated the oven to 350, and I'm going to let it preheat. And while that's preheating, I'm going to get a 9-inch pie pan. Okay, so with our hands, what we're going to do is we're going to evenly press the mixture over the bottom and the sides of the pan. Alright guys, so now that my pie crust is done and the oven's been preheating, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pie crust in the oven. Now, put it on a middle rack and make sure you put it in the actual middle of the oven. And what we're going to do is I'm going to keep it in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. And once it's done, I'm going to take it out of the oven and I'm going to let it cool and get to room temperature. And then once it's cooled down, then we'll put in the filling. What we're going to do is, in a bowl, we're going to mix together the eggs, the granulated sugar, and the brown sugar together. Okay, so what we're going to do now that this is all mixed together, we're going to add the butter, the pumpkin, the cream, all the spices, the salt, and the vanilla seed, and we're going to whisk it together to combine it. Alright you guys, so what I'm going to do now before I whisk this together is I just preheated the oven to 275 degrees Fahrenheit so that the oven can preheat while I'm mixing this. So what we're doing now is we're going to strain out the pumpkin mixture to make sure we, get out any thick pieces. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the pie in the oven until it's almost set for about 1.5 hours. And then I'm going to take it out, and you can do one of two things. You can take it out and let it cool to room temperature and serve it while it's still warm, or you can put it in the refrigerator and serve it chilled. It's really up to you. So next, let's make the bourbon whipped cream while that's cooking. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to make the bourbon maple whipped cream. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and then we're also going to add the vanilla, the maple syrup, and the bourbon. Alright, so what we're doing now, guys, is now we're gonna take a whisk, and we're just gonna whisk the heavy whipping cream until we start getting soft peaks. Guys, please like my videos and subscribe. Even if you don't really like my videos and you just think you love food and you like to see people cook food, still like and subscribe. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Young College Chef, signing off.